Hey, everybody, that's right. You're tuning in to the Unknown Games podcast, and we have a great show because we're talking that awesome, wonderful, extravagant Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer. You know the one I'm talking about, everyone, where your boy Red 13 was mentioned and shown, and yes, it's so good, so we got to talk about that. And of course, after that, we got some Tokyo Mirage Sessions. That's right, this is the JRPG cast. Yeah, you didn't see that coming, did you? And at the end of the show, you might have a little surprise from your boy to you. Yeah, from me to you. Well, you can always follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at UGP_cast. Remember to tell your friends and enjoy the show, the short show, which means that, hey, I'm going to put the sponsor break right after this. So get ready for that. And then after that, get ready for the show. Hey everyone, what is up? Welcome to episode number 20 of the Unknown Games podcast. I'm your host, Adrian, and this is a podcast where we talk about, you know it, Japanese video games, pop culture, and sometimes even the occasional McDonald's sandwich, because McDonald's in Japan is pretty crazy. And goodness, in its own right. I'm, of course, joined with my favorite co-host, because he's the only co-host I have, Alex.
What's up? What's up? I'm Alex.
Wow, that was actually a different what's up this time. It was actually high tension. You had like some like hype on it.
Sorry, let me try that again.
Okay.
One more time. Do it.
All right, so I'm with my only co-host here, Alex.
What's up? I'm Alex.
Okay, that's a little bit more like natural. That's normal. That's normal. I'm happy. Consistency is the best thing of all. And today, we're going to keep it short because it's a little bit late here at night. I don't know, not much news happened. We're not playing much right now. We're kind of in a lull, little downtime. So I don't know, like I've been playing Kanagawa Jet Girls. Not much has changed. I can't reveal much of the plot since Alex is actually going to potentially buy it.
Yeah, I'll get it eventually. Don't worry.
So I'm going to keep saying it every episode until he
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the price to drop really low. So I checked Amazon.co.jp. I didn't tell you this, but at one time it dropped to 5,000 yen.
Right.
And I was gonna get it. I'm like, oh, this is it. But then I looked at the seller. It just looks so shady. It just looks like it was like a random like third party seller. And I was like, Oh
no, not those. The ones that you're like, it's like when you look on Amazon, you're like, oh, okay, I want to buy it, and it's, you know, it ships from the Amazon warehouse, and you feel comfortable. And then there's like the sellers that, of course, have 100% rating, but the name is kind of shady.
Oh, like, yeah, the name was messed right up. I was like, do you actually sell video game? Like, what is this? So I was like, I'll just, just wait. But what I did actually get is I got Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Which is
nice.
I picked that up tonight, so I'm going to be checking it out soonish. I really wanted to get this game because I'm a fan of, Persona.
Right.
It's not a Persona game, but it's kind of like a crossover between Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei.
It's on Switch too, right? Switch.
Well, I got the Switch version, right?
Okay. Is it actually on PS4s too?
No. So it was originally a Wii U game, and
no one played it.
Yeah. I do have a Wii U, and I did buy it on Wii U.
Please tell me you played it.
I hate the Wii U controller. Like I hate that console so much that I was just like, I'm not playing this. Like, forget it. I know this is a good game, but I'm not going to play it.
So and then when they announced, you didn't play it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I played a little bit of it, and I was like, yeah, it's all right. I mean, and I just didn't get into it. That's the thing about JRPGs is that you have to like get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard because they either have a slow startup or, you have to put some investment into it.
Right. You got to give it a chance, and I didn't get to the point where it gets going, unfortunately.
Okay.
But they announced the Switch re-release, and then I was like, now's my chance. I'm going to get it on the Switch. I don't know if you've heard about, I think we talked about this a little bit, but there was a little bit of the controversy with the Switch version.
No, I didn't. I don't think we talked about the controversy about it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, just really, really quickly. So basically, when the Wii U version came out, in English when they got localized, they had to change some content essentially. So they aged up all the characters, all the females are, and then some, I think the male characters as well. They're no longer underage, now they're of age. And
so but I mean, the character designs aren't that attractive or sexy or anything, right?
Well,
I mean,
it's not.
It's nothing you haven't.
It's not Kandagawa Jekro's level by any means. But,
hey, Kandagawa, them girls.
Yeah. So they aged up the characters, and they also made some of the costumes less revealing.
Okay.
I think they covered up a bunch of skin. I think one of the costumes has less cleavage or something. Anyways, so they changed the costume. And I'm not 100% sure on this, but I heard there was a dungeon that kind of focuses on the exploitation dark side of the idol industry in Japan, which is a real thing. Like this it really does happen. And, part of the game, because it's a game about idols, it just focuses on this kind of dark part of the industry, kind of to let people know that this kind of happens.
It kind of happens. And there, I mean, like that's, I'm going to step in really quickly, but I think it's Satoshi Kon, like Paprika. That movie is completely just about that and just how, taxing it is for women or, girls who are working in that industry.
Yes. So there was a dungeon that was just to show off, or just kind of show how uncomfortable this industry can get. And then when it came out in Western audiences, for Western audiences, they changed it to just a totally different dungeon. So that is not there anymore. That message isn't there anymore. So
what's the message now?
I don't know what the dungeon is. I think it's just like a totally different.
It's just a
totally different dungeon. Anyway, so when the Wii U version got localized, those are the changes that the West got. And then when they did the Switch re-release, they actually used the Western version of the game as the base for the Wii U remake, I guess, so the remaster.
Okay.
So in the West, they're not getting any of the Japanese content, and for Japanese players, they're actually getting the quote unquote censored version.
That what? Wait, so does that mean they have to pay for the? Because in Japan, it actually
no, it's not. It's gone. It's gone. It's just that content's gone. It's gone.
Okay, it's just gone. Wow. Yeah. So
if you go on Amazon.co.jp right now and you go look this game up, it has a couple 1-star reviews from people who are just upset that their version of the game has been affected.
Censored.
Yeah, yes,
been affected
due to the Western release.
That is kind of, I mean, that's really strange. I mean, I could see how they would sell the Japanese version or I guess the Eastern version of the game. I think it's called the Asian version, whatever. But anyways, I could see them selling that and then selling what used to be a part of the game, that censored part, as DLC, just like some other games do for mature content. But to cut it completely and not give any choice is really strange. Especially
it's gone now. So I think, obviously, I can't confirm this. I'm not on the dev team, but since the Western version came out later after the Japanese version, the code might have been a little more updated.
Okay.
So when it came time to do the Switch version, they obviously wanted to use the most recent version of the code. Yeah. And then they just took that one, and they're like, we don't want to have to go through the trouble of making quote unquote 2 different versions of the game. We would just want to sell basically one
version. Okay. I mean, I could see that.
Yeah, and from a manufacturing point of view, I get it. You're only producing one SKU. Kind of. Obviously, your packaging will be different. But you're gonna have 2 different SKUs technically. But
hey, in this way, it's all equal. In the worst way, but it's equal. Everyone loses.
Anyway, so that's a super, super roundabout way of saying I bought it again, and I will be playing it on the Switch, despite the fact that it's censored. Am I bothered by it? Kind of, I guess. I see where people are coming from. Will I still enjoy it? Probably. I like JRPGs, so yeah.
I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing what you think about it and how it plays, of course, because I've never played it before, and I'm still on the fence about getting a Switch just because, we got next-gen consoles right around the block, and it's whether I want to save for the Switch, which, honestly, I would play more in a portable mode than I would on the television, and it's such a tough choice with, like I said, next-gen consoles coming up around, and the kind of issues that are still with the Switch, like the Joy-Con drift. I don't know if that's been fixed or not, but Eventually,
I don't think so.
Eventually, it will be. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah. But what I will tell you is that I haven't experienced it on any of my Switches before. So.
Okay. Well, that gives me hope that when I buy it, I probably will. Yeah. That's my luck. That's my luck.
Here's the thing about the Switch is that it has such a good library, not only of just first party games, of games in general. It has awesome third party support.
Right.
And you're probably gonna have an awesome time playing the Switch.
You know, I actually saw something on my Google feed just a couple of minutes ago. Okay, it wasn't a minute. It was about 30 minutes ago. Apparently, Platinum Games might be trying to do a Kickstarter for 101? For Wonderful 101 on
Wonderful
Switch.
101?
Yeah, on Switch.
Interesting. Nintendo won't publish it? Nintendo won't back it? I mean, Nintendo helped them do Bayonetta, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird. I didn't read too much into the story, but I kind of want to check it out a little bit after, because it's very interesting that would be something that they would kickstart. Like, that's out of what? Okay, Platinum, you do your thing. That's about it.
Yeah, so I got Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and so you've only been playing Kanagawa, right? And
just Apex and Kanagawa. I'm thinking about, so we're gonna move on to the next part, because dude, that Final Fantasy VII trailer. I love how it's the theme song trailer. That's what it's actually. It's actually to show off the theme song.
It's called the theme song trailer.
The theme song trailer, and it's Nobu Uematsu-san. He's back. He's back.
He's doing the theme. Yeah,
he's doing the theme. I'm so hyped. The vocals by Yosh. I've seen him in concert from Survive the Prophet, and oh my goodness, like the song is good, but of course the gameplay. There's literally
that was fire.
Was it 4 minutes? Was it 4 minutes of just cut, like half of it's cutscenes? We get to see Cloud.
The rest was gameplay.
And dude, I was thinking, okay, 2 minutes. I didn't look at the time before I looked at it. 2 minutes. Okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, gameplay? Like, man, I got so hyped. I want to go back and play. A lot of it was
summons, right? We got to see a lot of summon animations. Like,
we got to see Leviathan
in there. Yeah.
Yeah. We got to see the Chocobo. That was so cute. I don't know. I almost cried. Sorry, I cry in weird spots.
You cry all the time, apparently.
I cry all the time in weird spots.
So let me ask you, like, what do you think of the theme songs? Because me personally, like, when I heard the first, the first parts of the theme song, I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, they're changing, kind of a classic game. But then the more that I heard the theme song, I was like, oh, you know what? I kind of like it. I like how they're trying to really make this modern. It's an old game.
Yeah.
But it's not old anymore. It's been, I don't even want to say, like, it's not a remake. Really, it's like almost a reimagining. Yeah. So it's a modern game now.
Because I think the thing with Final Fantasy VII, and they put this trailer out on the 23rd anniversary of the game, and it might have came out like a little bit later, who knows? But it's a 23rd anniversary. But the first thing I thought when I heard the trailer was, the music has such a lonely tone to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it sums up Cloud. It sums up Sephiroth and their relationship. I kind of feel like it feels like Cloud is the lone wolf almost, and they hit that in Advent Children.
He is indeed like the cloudy wolf, right?
Oh my word, it felt so much like that, and especially with the vocals when he just reaches the high range. And I was listening; they had a kind of behind the scenes trailer as well.
Yep. Yeah.
And explaining why he chose Yosh for the vocals, and he said he wanted to have someone who could give such a dynamic range of low, medium, and high, all in one song. And I totally felt it. And oh man, it's just so good. And I think, give credit to this team, because somehow they have defined a look for Final Fantasy VII. The way that the color palette is, it's Final Fantasy VII. Like, I don't feel like
it's definitely
I'm not playing the old game.
It's like its own thing now, right?
It's its own thing.
It is really hard to describe and to put into words well, but it's not 7. It's not FF7 anymore. It's not that PlayStation game anymore. It is just like a brand new game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a brand new game, and of course we saw some of the returning features, or not features, but Cloud in the dress. It's a different color, but
a lot of people were just like, "Where's the dress? Where's the dress?" And like, we finally got it. We finally got to see, what he looks like.
they gave us the dress, which, I mean, that entire little part, even the gameplay where they're walking in Midgard, you're like, oh my word, like, this looks insane that they're able to, like, who would have thought that they would actually pull this off? I'm thinking they're going to drop the bomb on a trailer, and they still haven't. They still haven't.
Yeah,
where do they go from here? So a month left. 2 months
I'm
left,
pretty excited about this. I still have a couple questions, obviously, about the whole project in general. Like, how many additional games will there be? Because it's supposed to be multi, installment, I guess. And how much of the game are they changing? And I haven't played 7 in quite some time, but that's a new character, right? The guy on the bike.
The guy on the bike is a new character. Yeah, which I'm not sure what his role is going to be. If he's a rival. I think soldier for Cloud or something.
Yeah,
like
he's got to be like a former soldier, because just the way that he was talking to Cloud, he was like, he seems like he knows Cloud, right?
Right. And so I mean, it's like, it's crazy that they're going to even tamper with the story. I think from a purist perspective, right? But I agree. It's brave.
I think they might get some pushback from people who are just like, how dare you touch 7? How dare you change this masterpiece, right?
But there's so much of it, I think, that they've kept the same. And of course, we had all of our characters, and my boy Red 13.
Yeah, yes. He was good. Yeah.
Oh, so my word.
You saw the trailer in English, right?
I saw it in English, yes.
Yeah, I actually went and I watched it in Japanese. And I gotta say, like, I don't know, the English voice acting is pretty good. It's good.
Really good. It's really good. Also, I was looking at Maximilian, who streams on Twitch and YouTube, and he actually noticed, and I didn't actually notice it myself, but all of the voice acting in the English trailer the sync is actually there, like the lips are synced.
It's lip sync.
It's lip sync, and I looked at, I was like, oh my word, and even Red 13 is lip synced. So I'm like, these guys.
So if you go and you watch the Japanese trailer, you'll notice that, as far as I can tell, it's also lip sync. So they've done on a language basis proper lip syncing,
which is insane. I mean, it's not anything insane. It's just they're taking so much detailed care and love to this. I feel like if they pull this off, if they pull the whole thing off, this is like a game of the decade. Like, hands down. I can put it down.
I just want like more. You know what I mean? Like I
in one game, like, because the only thing we saw up to, and I don't remember when you first see Genova, right? I feel like. Would that be the end almost?
No. That's the first time you fight Genova. That's my memory's pretty hazy because I haven't played 7 in years. But
was that in Nibelheim? Was that in Nibelheim when you first?
That is. You know what? You're right. That's not Midgar. That's not Midgar.
Yeah, I feel like that's Nibelheim, and then that's like, I guess, where they would end it. I don't know, because that's the furthest they've shown in the trailer so far. Right.
Yeah, that was new. And they said that, like, oh, the first game is just Midgard. It's just a Midgard chapter. But they've shown a little bit more of, where Midgard is in the original game. So
it's gonna be something to look forward to.
Yeah, I got to know, because for a long time they're just saying, oh, Midgard chapter. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, so no Gold Saucer, no Yuffie, no Sid, no Vincent. When are we gonna see those guys?
Holy crap! You know who we're always forgetting about in any of these trailers?
Kate
or
Seath.
Like Kate Seath. Yeah.
But he was Gold Saucer, so I kind of included him there.
Oh, Kate Seath. I actually liked him. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do the voices for that little thing.
For Kate Seath? Well, he was in the movie. He was in Advent Children. So.
Yeah, but did he have like a Scottish accent or something? Like, what was?
Oh, I don't know. It
was weird.
I saw the movie in Japanese.
Okay.
But yeah, so those are my thoughts. Is when are we going to see those characters, and how many parts even is it going to be? Two parts, 3 parts?
Because in theory, most games are trilogies, most movies are trilogies, but we also have this thing where they have the engine already done. They don't have to do anything specifically to make it, to a lot of changes other than just make the game.
They have to make the assets, yeah.
Make the assets. So are they going to continue development as this releases, or take a break at one point and then come back? Like, what is going to happen in between? Are we going to wait a year for the next one, or is it going to be 2 or 3 years?
I bet you we will have to wait a year, maybe a year and a half, but I do not think they're going to be stopping development. Like, they're going to get this out the door, and then they're going to be like, they're going to come into work the next day, and they're going to be like, all right, let's keep going, guys.
And what's even crazier is they could actually even have a second team working on it, like just already working on that in tandem. So give the first team a rest, and the second team keeps going, so that to kind of, you know, get the games out quicker. Who knows? Only time will tell. We got those.
Yeah, we'll find out in 2 months. We'll find out in 2 months when the game comes out on PS4.
Well, and, I know you said you're picking it up.
Oh yeah, day one. I'm probably gonna take I might take the time off work or something. I might just be like, I'm not coming in. I'm just gonna play FF7.
I can't even remember. I said I wasn't going to because Cyberpunk, but Cyberpunk's like moved now.
Oh,
Cyberpunk's so far out the way, and I don't remember if there's anything else in that window. I think Doom is maybe April or May.
No. Doom is March 20th, which is the same day as Animal Crossing.
Oh, man, we're gonna go off on a tangent. Animal Crossing, that new Nintendo Switch, looks hot.
Oh man,
that special edition,
good. That looks so good,
man. Nintendo, see, this is why I like Nintendo. You want me to buy your
all the consoles, yeah.
It's so good, and
you don't even have a Switch, so you should pre-order that thing.
That's so horrible. Like I said, I need to save for Final Fantasy and Doom and other games.
Okay, so I know you do have a Switch. You're not getting Animal Crossing. You might get Doom, but that's March 20th, and then FF7 is April 10th. So are you going to get FF7 at launch?
Man, you know what? I should.
You think so?
I should, and I should stream it. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you could. I'm gonna buy it regardless. I don't even know if I'm gonna stream it or anything, but I just know that as a consumer, as a fan of games in general, not even RPGs, just as a fan of games, like, I want to play this.
It's definitely one, and like watching this trailer made me want to go back and finish Crisis Core for sure. So I'm gonna start it back up because I think Crisis Core does a really good job of giving you a background on Sephiroth and also Cloud. I think the parts that I've played so far, and of course Zack is in there, but you know. And Aerith.
The main character. Oh, of course, the main character. He's in there too. Yeah.
The main character, you know, he's in there. But I'm curious to see the end of the game. But that's pretty much it. I think, you know, FF7, it's a good thing. And of course, we have some anime for this next season.
Yeah, so you know, there's a new season of anime. What are you looking forward to watching this coming season?
So this coming season, it's kind of at my work, I do kind of a trailer marathon. I watch all of the anime that are coming up for the winter season or any season, and you know, try to encourage people to watch them as well. This season is kind of like meh.
Really?
No, there's some good things. Of course, if you like Haikyuu, you know, Haikyuu's back after a long time. Right. So I think a lot of people are on that. Sommelier to Mori no Kami-sama. I don't know what that's in English, but it's very sweet. It's about this stone like golem who's found a human child, and he's raising her, but the golem only has a year to live, so he's actually on a quest to kind of help her find other humans in the world to be her family. But the whole entire thing is that humans are reported to be extinct, and there's just kind of, you know, I guess animal-like creatures, animal-like people walking around, and they're like, there was a war a long time ago. You know, bump them kids, those humans, anyways. Bump them. We don't care about them. If we find one, we'll kill them. So it's kind of a journey, and he's got to find. You know, it's just sweet. It's really sweet. I think that's one to look out for. I've watched the first episode. Really good. Really nice music. But for me, I think the one that I really wanted to watch, and this is strange as heck, is this one about Laughing on the Runway. It's about a model and a kid who makes clothes for her.
Okay, that sounds weird.
That's kind of weird, right? That's the one I've somehow kept watching.
Really?
It's yeah. I don't know. I guess because I'm learning about fashion. I tend to find myself watching shonen anime not as much anymore. And the reason is because it's just, you know, you've seen the formula, but any anime where I'm learning something new, and
that's interesting,
and it's short, yeah, it's really interesting. And same with manga. If I'm learning something in it, it pulls me in a little bit more. So that's for me what I'm watching. I know some people are probably watching Railgun because that's back. I don't know if you were into Railgun. Any?
No. I surprisingly no. You would think that would be something that's right up my alley, and it might be, but I've just never seen it.
Yeah, I know that's a big one. Of course, Madoka is back.
Oh,
the
really?
kind of side. Yeah. It's based off the smartphone game, which is based off a manga spinoff.
Oh no. Okay.
I mean, I got to say the smartphone game, I've played like the first couple of chapters. Really good. All voice acted by the original characters, and really nice. It's the FGO gameplay, so
it's the card kind of thing.
Yeah. But
speaking of FGO, I heard that the anime for FGO is pretty good. I haven't seen it. Have you?
I haven't. Babylon? Was it Babylon or Babylonia?
Yeah. For FGO.
There's two Babylon.
I heard it was good.
Really?
And I'm sure it is good. I just haven't seen it.
I think it's still going on right now.
It might be.
So for sure, if you guys haven't watched any of those, the one that everyone's really talking about is Eizoken ni wa te o dasu na. I said that so broken up.
Yeah, you kind of said that weird, yeah.
Yeah, Eizoken ni wa te o dasu na, which is about some kids who are learning about how to make animation, but also being in the world of animation as they're kind of, watching it.
So is it kind of like a Bakuman kind of thing?
It's kind of like a Bakuman thing, I believe, but it's done in such a way that it's very comical, and the art style is kind of self-aware of itself. So it's very much meta.
Bakuman was pretty meta. Bakuman was in Jump, and it was about people writing for Jump.
I feel like I met that dude one day, but I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah. Have you read Bakuman?
I haven't read Bakuman. I watched some of the anime. I've watched the live action, but I haven't somehow.
Have you read the manga?
I read like bits and pieces of it here and there.
Oh man, I highly recommend the manga. It's really good because it is meta itself. Because it's like it was published in Jump, and then the characters are writing for Jump in the manga,
and it's so like accurate too.
Oh well, yeah, because they're in the industry themselves. The artists themselves are in the industry, right? Writing about artists. So, Anyways, kind of getting a little off topic, but Bakuman, good.
Bakuman,
that's old. Like what, 15 years now or what?
Oh gosh, I hope it's not 15 years, but it's probably. I mean, I
wouldn't
doubt
close. It's at least 10 because I was
10.
Reading it back when I was in uni. So,
but I mean, the same author and the tag of I'm not going to try to get their names because I'm going to mess it up. But Death Note is coming out with a one shot, I believe, next month.
Oh, really?
In Jump, so it's of course it's just a side story, but it's going to be a nice little 61 something pages, which they had two of them. But anyways, so everyone can look forward to that. That's going to be in English and in Japanese. Of course, if you're subscribed to Shonen Jump, you can read it for free probably, because Jump does I think the first new chapter each week is free to read, if I remember, in the US.
Yeah, I think Shonen Jump is a really awesome model for overseas fans.
I mean, I wouldn't subscribe. As long as you stay up to date, there's no reason to subscribe. Like, if you fall behind, sure. If you want to look back in the archives, sure. But if you just want to read what's current and now...
Yeah.
I think it's actually first three chapters.
Assuming you're up to date, right? But if you're just jumping into a series and you don't want to, pirate it, just, subscribe for a bit.
You gotta subscribe. And speaking to something else you have to subscribe to, your boy Adrian is gonna be on Twitch.
Yeah. You were waiting for that segue.
I was waiting for that segue so much.
It. Yeah. All right. So you're gonna be streaming.
Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming here in Japan Wednesday and Friday nights around 8 to 10 p.m. And of course, potentially on Saturday afternoon here in Japan. That's not going to be fixed for sure, but every once in a while. The channel is, of course, NinjaTrixta. That's NinjaTrix. NinjaTrixta.
I like how you say "of course" as if it was supposed to be obvious.
You're supposed to know that it's spelled with an X, everyone.
Right, because it's cool, and you're cool.
It's cool. I'm cool, but unfortunately... I tried to be Lone Ninja, which is always my screen name, but unfortunately there's another ninja. And even now that I'm NinjaTrixta, there's still another ninja. Very big ninja.
Right, but this one... He's on Mixer now.
He's on Mixer now. I'll be on Twitch. And yeah, streaming just about kind of a variety of games. I'm going to start off with Katana Zero, which is a pretty indie game from Digital Revolver.
Oh yeah, they're a pretty good publisher. Yeah,
they've been really stepping up their game.
Oh yeah, no, good games, really good games. Yeah. Did you ever play Hotline Miami?
No.
Oh, you should check it out, man. It's pretty good.
Oh, Hotline Miami. I mean, you can get it like cheap too. I know it's on so many different bundles.
For sure you can. Yeah.
So that's I guess my big announcement. Even though I said before, but yeah, should be starting by the time this podcast goes up by next week. So.
So where can people follow you to get up to date on just when you're streaming and stuff like that? Should they be following this Twitter or your Twitter?
That's a good question. Haven't decided, but you should probably follow the Unknown Games podcast Twitter because my Twitter is actually all in Japanese and I use it for art. So
look at this guy.
It's kind of useless for if you're not Japanese. Oh, I feel so horrible saying that.
Okay, I'm bilingual. Look at me. Yeah,
look at me. Now you can follow us and stay up to date, of course, on the Unknown Games podcast and when I stream by following us on Twitter or Instagram at UGP_cast. I have to say that correctly because sometimes I actually do forget it.
Yeah. Well, you got it right this time.
I got it right this time, and yeah, it's 12 a.m. here. We did it.
Just on schedule.
Just on schedule. There was no break this podcast, everyone, but we hope you totally enjoyed it. And remember, share us with your friends, share us with your family, share us with your pets and your neighbors.
Yeah, everyone. Just play it in public.
On a loudspeaker?
Yeah. As roll down your window and you just play it in your car and you just drive around the block.
Just drive around. Oh, man. PR. That's beautiful. We should do that in Japan.
That's how elections are held in Japan. So why not pimp the podcast the same way?
That's true. They do drive around, and
that's a mild complaint about living in Japan. If you just ask me like, "Oh, what do you hate about Japan?" and you give me time to think about it, I'm gonna say politicians because they're the worst.
They're either telling us about the safety of Japan or telling us to get out of Japan.
And then they're like, "Oh, vote for me," and they just drive around these loudspeaker trucks around the block.
In the block, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not kidding. It's so loud, and they'll just do it like at the worst times.
It's always mid-afternoon. It's like mid-afternoon, like after lunch or so, and you're like, what?
Oh my god! Just can you please not? So before we finish up, this is a super short story. I used to have weird hours because I used to work weird hours, so I'd be sleeping until 2-3 in the afternoon, and I would just naturally sleeping. I would just sleep for 8 hours because I was coming home from work at like 11. And then, I get woken up by politicians. And I'd be so friggin' mad.
And I mean, Japan has two things: politicians driving around and ambulances.
Oh my god, yeah.
The ambulances don't stop. You can hear them 24/7. Yeah. Always.
Well, that's what it's like living in Japan. And that's it. That's it for this episode.
Yeah, we covered all of our bases: games, anime, and Japan life.
Well, we missed McDonald's, but that's for next week.
That is for next week. Gotta have that Gohan burger.
I'm gonna try it out, yeah, for sure.
There we go. So everyone, have a great week, and remember, you set the tone. Go play some great games, enjoy your life, and we'll see you again next week for episode 21.
Sounds good.
Right. Peace.